Hello and Assalamu alaikum viewers. This is your host Farhan Iqbal and you're watching News Point. So as we made the videos last week and shared the updates for the draws, like we saw a PNP draw and then we saw a CEC only draw, which we were expecting kind of. But what we were not expecting was that the cutoff in the previous round was 401 and the ITAs issued were significantly less than what we were expecting. We were expecting that maybe 6,000 ITAs were issued. However, the ITAs were issued only, I believe, less than even 4,200. Even if you combine the number of PNP invitations which were issued, the total was still less than 4,700. So in today's video, we will try to look at the numbers. When the pool data was published, we will look at the numbers and see how many people are there in each range. And also we will try to see that specifically now when they have put a kind of a, I believe since the number which they picked for the ITAs is not a 5,000 or 6,000 round number which it used to be, and they have specifically picked a cutoff 401 which is higher than what we saw in the previously, like 400 to 401. So is there a possibility that now CIC is trying to keep the CRS score at least at 400 level? And does this mean that we might actually see a resumption of FSW draws? As I have mentioned previously in my videos, that the FSW draws would resume eventually. However, this would happen when the COVID situation improves a little bit in Canada, when more people are vaccinated. And now more and more people are getting vaccinated. The number of cases which are being reported daily are going down. The lockdown which was in Ontario, although it has been extended till June 2nd, however, the good news is that cases are on the decline. First we will take a look at the numbers, then I will share my cutoff, that what can be the cutoff if there is going to be FSW draw. And then towards the end, I will share my opinion that what, in my opinion, are the chances of FSW draw versus a PNP CEC only draw. So let's take a look at the data and numbers. Before that, if you still haven't subscribed our channel, consider subscribing our channel. We are not only making videos on immigration, but we are also making videos on stocks, and we are also making videos on life in Canada. Especially, I am starting my vlogging series. I believe I have made a video about some grocery shopping, and I have made a video on my trip to Niagara Falls. It is, I'm still editing it, team is still editing it. Once the editing is complete, we will be posting that video also on our channel. So subscribe to the channel, click on the bell button so that you never miss any of the notifications from our side. Okay, let's take a look at the draw data. So over here I have the data all the way from whenever the draws are happening till this very last draw which happened on 13th May. Some of the data I have hidden so that it fits into my screen. But I believe over here I have all the way from this January when PNP CEC draw started happening. Before that, this 23rd December was probably the last draw, which was a regular FSW draw. Since 2021, there have been a few draws, but none of those draws have been a generic draw, so it's all PNP and CEC draw. Latest express entry draw, which happened on 13th May, the cutoff was 401 and it was a CEC only draw. A unique thing about this draw was that the number of ITAs which were issued were less than what we were expecting. We were expecting 6,000 as per the previous draws, like all the way over here. But in the previous draw, ITAs issued were like 4,100 or something, which was a very odd number. So we will keep that in mind while forecasting, making our predictions for the upcoming draws. Anyways, let's take a look at the people in each range. In PNP category, 601 to 1200, when the data was published on 10th May, there were 451 people. However, we know that when the draw actually happened on 12th May, about 500 ITAs were issued. Now, once again, we are seeing a bit of increase in provincial nominations because over here I mentioned that many of the people who would have actually gone for PNP, they would have got the ITAs in CEC only because CEC score had gone significantly low. But now I think some people who are especially outside Canada, they are now applying for PNP and getting the nominations, and again we are seeing a bit of increase in PNP categories. Anyways, whatever the number of people here, we'd not worry about those because they are excluded from the pool as soon as the draw happens. So although we saw 451 or 522, but on 12th May, all of those people were taken out. So when the next draw happens, only those people who will get provincial nominations between 12th May to 26th May, they will be there in the pool. For 501 to 600, we have now 1782 people. Majority of these people are non-CEC because CEC people are getting their ITAs every 2 weeks. So this number has been increasing slowly since the FSW draws stopped happening. Now we are seeing an increase of 228 from the last time. 491 to 500, again a very high scoring category. Most of these people probably have job offers and whatnot, or bilinguals. There are about 1000 people now, an increase of 100 from last time. This number is also slowly increasing because people are getting added in the pool who are FSW and not getting out of the pool. 481 to 490, now almost 3000 people, about an increase of 269 from last 2 weeks. And we have been seeing that this constant trend that it is increasing about 200 candidates every 2 weeks. And 471 to 480, over 8,000 people, an increase of 670. This I would say is the most important category because whenever the FSW draw happens, majority of the people are in this category who should be expecting the ITAs. Maybe in one draw it would be above, it will take about one draw to clear all of these people. However, after one or two draws, majority of the people from this range start getting their ITAs. Number of people in this range are also increasing like every 2 weeks. Now we are seeing an increase of 670. Holistically, if we look from 471 to 1200, now we have 14,460 people. That is an increase of 1365 from the last time. Over here, I have taken a difference of every 2 weeks, how much number of people are increasing or decreasing. So last time the difference was 948, this time the difference is 1365. So probably lots of people are graduating in April and May in around the world and they create their profiles, and so now we are seeing again an increase of number of people who are creating their profiles, especially this last 2 weeks. 1365 in about 14 days, so that means about 100 people who have a score of 471 and higher are creating their profile. It is not too bad. We have seen in the past that earlier it used to be about 300 or 400 people every single day who were creating their profiles in this category. So although it's slowly picking up, but it is still very, very less than what we used to see in 2020. That is why I keep on mentioning that whenever the FSWs draws Zoom, it would be a quick thing that the scores would start coming down significantly. Anyways, how many people are there above 480 right now? About 6,200 people. And we have to keep in mind that another 1,000 or so people would apply between now and whenever the next draw happens, which would most likely be on 26th May. So if an FSW draw happens and 6,000 ITAs are issued, the cutoff would be, I believe, 484, 482, 483, something like that. So I would say anywhere from 482 to 484. If the number of ITAs are less, if the number of ITAs, let's suppose, are 5,000, then the CRS cutoff could be even higher. It could be 486 or something. I would say hopeful case would be that 6,000 ITAs would actually be issued. The cutoff would be around 480 to 484. And just by any chance, if they decide to do a bigger draw with about 10,000 ITAs, then the cutoff would be around 475. 6,000 ITAs and FSW draw, if let's suppose the FSW draw happens, then this is a more realistic scenario that the cutoff would be 482 to 484. However, it would only take 2 or 3 draws to bring the score below 470 because the number of people who are creating their profiles has gone down significantly. And I don't think that it would pick up that pace which it had in 2020, even for a few months once the draws resume. Now towards the end of the video, as I mentioned, I will share my final thoughts that what I believe when the FSW draws would resume. I believe that now the time is coming close and close that FSW draws will resume. I'm very confident that if not in June, then by July, like Canada Day, the FSW draws would have resumed. lots of people over here are mentioning that by July 1st, that is by Canada Day, we might have a summer which was better than 2020. It might not be as good as 2019, but it would be somewhat of a normal summer. So when they say that, I am very confident that at that time FSW straws would have resumed for sure. There is a good chance that FSW straws might resume even sooner, that is in June. So earlier I used to say that 70 to 80% chances are there that if it would be a PNP CEC draw, and less than 10 to 20% chances are there for FSW draws. But I believe that by July, FSW draws will resume. For next draw, I would say that it's about 40% chances that if it will be an FSW draw, and about 50 to 60% chances that it will be a PNP CEC draw. So chances of PNP CEC draw are little more than FSW draw, but now chances of FSW draws are increasing. Do let us know in the comment section that what is your opinion then when the FSW draws will resume, what is your CRS score, and when are you expecting an ITA. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, this is your host Farhan Iqbal signing off. Assalamu alaikum.